Call of Duty, one of the most legendary franchises in the history of gaming. Millions and millions of copies sold, billions and billions of dollars made, featuring some of the most innovative, creative, and just flat out fun multiplayer modes of all time. But was that innovation and creation 100% on them? Or did they use ideas from other games and just slap their name on them? Today we look at ideas and aspects of Call of Duty games that they have stolen, or to be nice, borrowed from other franchises. Throughout the years, whenever there was a new Call of Duty release, I would always compare it to other games in the genre. These are games like Battlefield, Crisis, Homefront, Medal of Honor. I would always look at Call of Duty and see what is it doing that these other games are doing, because Call of Duty always has the stigma that it's the best game and that all the other games are copying them. But is that true? The main game I want to talk about today is Homefront. Homefront came out in March of 2011 and almost bridged the gap between Call of Duty and Battlefield, with Battlefield-like vehicles and Call of Duty-like kill streaks on large maps. It was a great game, it was a lot of fun, and I truly believe Call of Duty took a lot of its ideas for kill streaks specifically from this game. Though some didn't believe this was the most beautiful game on PS3 and Xbox 360, it didn't bother me at all. It looked a lot better on PC. Outside of graphics though, it offered things to people that played Call of Duty that they just simply couldn't get playing Call of Duty. For example, 16 versus 16 online multiplayer games, the ability to drive Humvees, tanks, fly helicopters, which you couldn't really get. I mean, Black Ops 1 did have a helicopter you could fly in the multiplayer, the gunship. Fly drones, EMP grenades, an actual whole different system of how you get your kill streaks called battle points, which was essentially score streaks in Black Ops 2. The only difference being if you did something like get a headshot in Homefront, that would be an additional 30 battle points that you would earn. So let's get into specifics here, the meat and potatoes of this video. What am I saying? What are the copies? Well, first off, here's the ground assault drone in Homefront. Does it look familiar to you? This is the MQ-50 Wolverine. Essentially, you drive around the map and shoot people with it. This game came out in March 2011. Modern Warfare 3 came out in November 2011. Now let's go over on to Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 and check out the counterpart. It's also worth mentioning that there was also another drone called the MQ-60, and it was essentially the same thing, but it shot unguided and lock-on rockets, and it basically was for destroying vehicles and aircraft. So let's check out MW3. Here's our assault drone, very similar to the ground assault drone in Homefront. It's kind of almost like a mix of a first-person and third-person view. You got bullets, you got rockets, you shoot people. It's basically the exact same thing. What made me mad is people used to call this and the one in Black Ops 2 Wally. I remember thinking, man, Wally was in Homefront first. It wasn't in the Call of Duty games. Now we move on to Black Ops 2, where we have the AGR. I'm assuming that stands for Assault Ground Robot. I'm not sure, but as you can see, you got your machine gun, your rockets, and you're driving around the map shooting people just like MW3, but more importantly, just like Homefront, which is the point I'm making in this video. Also, Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty to introduce score streaks, getting score for your kills instead of kill streaks, you know, everything being a kill. And Homefront was already doing that with battle points about a year and a half to 2 years before this game even came out. These next two kind of go hand in hand with the point I'm trying to make. This one is the AQ-11 Buzzard, and it was a small little drone that you could fly around and shoot people and blow them up with rockets, almost just like a version of the Wolverine but flying. And then you have the RQ-10 Parrot. And this was a quad rotor, which we didn't see a quad rotor in any Call of Duty game ever until Black Ops 2. But this did what the recon drone does in Modern Warfare 3. You fly around, tag people, and get an insane amount of battle points for doing so. You could use this thing and you could get battle points all day. It didn't cost that many battle points, but you could get a lot of battle points from it. 30 battle points for each tag. So I mean, if you get 10 tags, that's 300 battle points. The thing costs 250. You could easily tag 10 people. This thing was a monster. Plus the battle points helped you get more battle points for higher up score streaks, or whatever you want to call them. Whereas in Modern Warfare 3, you just got 100 XP for each tag. Didn't help you towards your next score streak. Here is the MW3 equivalent to the Parrot. Like I said, it looks just like the Buzzard in Homefront, except it does what the Parrot does in Homefront. Put bullets, a machine gun, and rockets on this thing, and it would look just like the Buzzard, and it would play just like the Buzzard too. I personally don't think something like this would have been in the game if it wasn't for the influence from Homefront. Just my opinion. Let's take a look at the Black Ops 2 equivalent to this whole drone flying thing. Now, me saying this is the Black Ops 2 equivalent could possibly be a stretch, I understand that. But you have to understand as well that there was never any type of quad rotor at all in a Black Ops Call of Duty, any type of game. There was 3 Modern Warfare games before Black Ops 2, and none of them had any type of drone like this in them. Homefront comes out, a year and a half later, the next Treyarch game comes out, and boom, they have a quad rotor of their own. Now, you can make the argument that the Homefront quad rotor was a recon, and this is a, firing bullets, but this, like I said, mixes in with the Buzzard as well from Homefront. They're kind of one and the same. The comparison, both of them are kind of mishmashed together. Next up, we have the white phosphorus Airstrike. It's going to remind you a lot of something in Black Ops 2, and you will see it immediately. This personally was probably my favorite kill streak in Homefront. Getting a kill with this kill streak just felt amazing, and you get multiple kills with it depending on how bunched up people were in the map. You launched it from a plane, you shot it over your enemy, and then boom, it did that. Let's take a look at a ground view. Does it remind you of anything? Let's head over to Black Ops 2 and check it out. Oh, what am I doing? There it is. You can shoot it like a Predator, which I hardly ever did, or you could cluster it like I did right there, and also like it happened in Homefront, because I truly feel like this was also taken from Homefront. Still a great streak though, regardless. Next up is a streak that I feel like is a direct copy, 100%, almost as bad as the AGR and Wolverine. And this is the Hellfire Airstrike. What is the Hellfire Airstrike? It is the Reaper from Modern Warfare 3 / Lodestar from Black Ops 2. And that's literally it. Like, it's nothing different. It's the same thing. It's a missile you shoot from a plane, a drone, that after it leaves the plane, you then use your little hitbox, arrow, whatever you want to call that, to target the enemies on the ground, and that guides where the missile goes. And the Reaper is a straight up copy of this. Like, you can't deny it. And so is the Lodestar. And I have no problem. I love those kill streaks. I loved it in Homefront. I loved it in Call of Duty. And here it is in Call of Duty. Clearly, it's the same thing. You're shooting at red boxes. The only difference actually is there is no red boxes in Homefront. You had to aim at the white targets, which they were bright white, so I mean it's not like you couldn't hit it. But this one's actually noob friendly. You're aiming at boxes. I always looked at this as being like the love child of the Predator missile and the AC-130. It's like you're shooting out a bunch of Predator missiles from an AC-130 view. and it was fun. I loved it, but Homefront had it first. Let's check it out in Black Ops 2 now. Now, I'd go out on a limb and say the Black Ops 2 version might have been more powerful than all of them. I mean, the missiles came out the fastest. Sometimes the missiles would come out quicker than you could aim them. And there was little spawn protection on Black Ops 2, which made it such a great game. You could destroy people. But, once again, it is an exact copy. The only thing I don't know is if the one on Homefront had a boost or not. But actually, this didn't have a boost either. All it had was an aim and a missile. There was no button to make your missile faster. Regardless, I don't know how anybody could argue that this isn't an exact copy. Which is fine. And you know what's funny? It's almost like they put in the Reaper and the Lodestar just to counter Homefront at the time, because the Reaper hasn't been in a Call of Duty game since, not that I know of, or the Lodestar. They haven't put it in. Before I wrap this video up, I got one more thing to show you, and this one isn't that big of a deal. It's just kind of ridiculous. It's like, really, Call of Duty? While doing some research for this video, I came across a comment that somebody said, "Hey, anyone notice that symbol in the corner looks like the Kim symbol from COD Ghosts?" So I took a look, and here is the Grim Reaper symbol. I don't know if that means that's where you died last or what. Regardless, there's this symbol in the game. You go look at the Chem Strike, and it's the same thing. Grim Reaper with the scythe above the same part of his head, pointing the same way and everything. I'm telling you guys, Call of Duty straight up ripped stuff from Homefront for multiple games. At the end of the day, both of these games are great, Call of Duty and Homefront. I wish the Homefront servers wouldn't have went down. I wish THQ wouldn't have went out of business, because I loved Homefront. I thought that game was great. I actually got rid of it before the servers closed, and I regret that. I wish I would have played it a lot more. I had no reason not to play it other than just playing other games, you know, and I wish I would have played more Homefront because it was a lot of fun. Call of Duty, not hating on Call of Duty, just pointing out that they've taken a lot from other games. I feel like people don't realize this. I've always wanted to make a video pointing it out. I know you could say, okay, well, Homefront had stuff in their game that was like perks, and they basically stole kill streaks in general. Call of Duty might have stolen kill streak ideas, but Homefront stole the idea of kill streaks. I understand that, but we were talking about ideas that Call of Duty took from Homefront. That was the topic of the video. If you have differing opinions or think I'm an idiot, let me know. I'll battle that with you in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. I hope you liked it. I had a lot of fun making it. Like I said, something different from my channel, and I might make more videos like this. Leave a comment, let me know how you feel, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something new.